Hello to all. Dr. Casey Bearden here with Action Spine and Joint. Checking in with you today to share with you some tips of setting up your workstation at home in front of your own personal computer. There's been a growing trend of working from home even before this most recent crisis that we're in. And I think you'll agree with me that that trend is likely to continue to escalate as more and more companies discover how much easier it can be to work from home. Most people don't even realize that in many cases, today's chronic problems that we see, at least in our clinic, are a direct result of the thousands and thousands of hours and endless weeks and months sitting improperly at a computer both at home and at the office. From life-altering headaches to carpal tunnel surgery. The good news is that most of this is perfectly preventable. So let's get started and fix these simple but painful issues. The first thing you want to do is take a look at your computer monitor. The top of your monitor should essentially be eye level, perhaps even 10 degrees higher. If you wear bifocals, make it 10 degrees lower. Basically, your chin should be parallel to the floor. This prevents your head from tilting downwards because when that happens, your head essentially shifts forward on your shoulders, creating a lot of accumulated stress and pressure to build up in the delicate tissues of the neck and the shoulder muscles, causing chronic reoccurring neck pain and headaches, not to mention shoulder pain. Next, you should be able to draw an imaginary line from your ear hole to the tip of your shoulder. And you should be here 24/7, even up walking around, much less in front of your computer all day. However, most of you are not here. I would challenge you to take a look around, look at your coworkers even. Most people are here, right? For every inch in front of your shoulders that your head translates is an extra 10 pounds of pressure on your neck muscles. And you don't even feel this right away, but it sneaks up on you. And in most cases creates a lot of cascading of problems that you could have avoided to begin with. It's kind of like the old bowling ball analogy. If I gave you a bowling ball and had you hold it right here, you could probably hold it here half the day. But if I had you hold it just 2 to 3 inches forward, within 30 to 60 seconds, your shoulder muscles would give out and you would drop the ball. Same thing happens with your neck on your shoulders. Every inch that your head translates forwards, like I said, is another 10 pounds of pressure on your neck. And after several hours, days, weeks, and months, it just creates a great deal of chronic fatigue and just a whole host of other problems, again, that could have easily been avoided with the right workstation. So bringing your neck back on your shoulders will not only save your neck, but will go a long way at improving your posture. Next, you should have open angles with your extremities. What does that mean? Well, this would be a 90-degree angle, and this is an open angle. This would be closed angle. And what an open angle allows is for maximum oxygen and nerve and blood circulation into your upper extremities. Same thing applies for your lower extremities. You ideally want your knees to be just a little lower than your hips. And this usually amounts to raising your chair, nothing more than that. That's typically the solution. So raise your chair. Next is your mouse location. Your mouse should be at about a 90-degree angle to where you're not having to reach. For every inch you have to reach forward for the mouse creates an additional 5 pounds per square inch of pressure to build up in your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder joints. This creates chronic conditions such as shoulder tendonitis, rotator cuff, carpal tunnel, not to mention contributing to overall chronic neck pain. Your head turned. You want to make sure that you have the monitor square in front of you versus off to the side. When it's off to the side, like in so many cases it is, it's like walking around 5 hours a day like this. Not normal. This creates a lot of muscle imbalances to build up in the neck and the shoulder muscles, causing one side to always be pulling more than the other side. Overdevelopment over here, underdevelopment over here. Not good. Last is the ever so important core. Sitting totally destroys your core. And when you think about it, everything revolves around your core with your daily activities. Sitting, bending, lifting, stooping, driving. When you sit for hours on end, what happens is you essentially compress the spine and you choke off the blood flow to the ever so important critical internal organs. And essentially your core over time turns to mush. We call this deconditioning syndrome. And this is ultimately responsible for a lot of what we see in the clinic on a daily basis with chronic spinal problems. And it just produces a lot of health problems that is totally preventable. So your core is so important. So in addition to getting a standing desk, for example, one of the best maneuvers that I personally have ran across in my practice is something called foundation training. For many of you, I've demonstrated this in the clinic, and you may be doing it at home already, most hopefully. If not, you can go to YouTube and type in foundation training and get started. It takes less than 5 minutes per day and will just go a long way at helping you to hold your spinal adjustments when you come in to see us, as well as just offsetting a lot of the damage that's done to your core from prolonged sitting. All of these things work effectively by themselves, but of course work much better when done synergistically together. So give it a try and let me know if you have any questions. Best of luck, and we'll see you soon.